ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti Shanti. We will chant the first shloka. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashraya Asamshayam Samagramam Yatha Gyasyasi Tashrunu Yatha Gyasyasi Tashrunu. So Bhagavan says, Arjun, how do I get realized completely? Samagramam Yatha Gyasyasi. What is the methodology of awakening to our own self? That self, which is not incomplete knowledge, but which is complete truth of myself. Samagram word implies that today we already know about ourselves. So today, the very fact that we are using the word I means you know yourself. But whatever I know myself to be is limited, is perishable, it is confined to this body. It is just a mere individuality, which is also I. Jiva is also I because I have associated myself with Jiva. Whatever I associate myself with, I become that. So that is the power of identification. You can identify with anyone. And when you identify with anyone, whatever that entity, that person is, you become like that. Like you've seen in a movie, when there is some very good, actor, actress, whatever you like very much, and they met with an accident. And then, the people sitting in the theater, they take out their handkerchiefs. They're crying. As though the problem of that fellow is this fellow's problem. They feel the problem, they feel the pain. And even tears start rolling down their cheeks. Why? Because they have identified. You identify with your children, with your wife, with your parents, or with your any relative, anyone. And the moment something happens to them, my BP will rise. My heartbeat will start, beating faster. The palpitations will be there. Oh, God. So identification is a very interesting thing. We can identify with anything, and the moment we identify with something, we as though take up the limitations and goodness also of that person. We can feel that. Ladies, they have got this quality beautifully. And as a mother, they can feel when the child is hungry. Even though child has not yet started speaking. But this lady will come to know that my child is hungry and he has got some stomach ache. Some stomach problem is there. They can feel, but the daddy cannot feel. Many a time daddy doesn't even understand that. Daddy in his own world. How do I get money? How do I do my business? How do I do this? Daddy's world is different. He is identified with that. He is identified with the stock market. And in case the stock market goes up, daddy, whatever you identify with yourself, with whatever it is, you take up the ups and downs. You can feel the ups and downs of that person. So this is the truth of life. And in every loving relationship, it is all about identification. So here, not knowing our truth, we have identified with our individuality, with our jiva. Jiva is something, having taken up this body-mind complex, the manifested consciousness in this body and mind, that is jiva. And therefore, jiva will remain as long as you are awake. And the moment, you go to deep sleep or you are unconscious, your jiva, your individuality will disappear. At least you will not experience that. So jiva is only a product of mind. Jiva does not have any existence. My individuality does not have any existence apart from whatever my mind is presenting today. And this is your experience. This is what even the scriptures are talking about. It has been validated in so many ways. Logically, experientially. So jiva, today we have identified ourselves with the jiva. And this is where I start my journey. Every student, every sadhaka, every seeker, every devotee, they start from jiva. Jiva alone has to, realize. Jiva alone has to wake up. And when finally jiva wakes up, the jiva bhav drops. So till that time, my limited individuality is there, I have to find ways and means that how do I go about on this unique divine journey. So Bhagwan says that, okay, there are so many things. There is knowledge and there is something else also. Right knowledge is very important. This knowledge is not sufficient that there is Brahma, there is God, there is divinity, and I want to experience that. That is method number one, which I was talking about on the first day. That when you tell one person that, you can realize God, he says, okay, I'm going to realize God. Where is God? I'll see God. He's inside me. I will just focus inside my heart and my brain and my thoughts. I want to sit outside. I want to experience something outside. And there it will never be there. So this was method number one, that I start looking outside the jiva, something in the world. And there I am going to find this Ananda Swarupa. He says, no, that is not the way. What is the right knowledge? This jiva has to have right knowledge. Knowledge is number one. And number two is devotion, bhakti, love. But when you come to right knowledge is this: in the field of self-knowledge. What is the nature of knowledge? What is the nature of right understanding? You just have to drop something. You don't have to look outside. You have to drop all the various kind of upadhis, different kind of costumes which you have donned. That I am the mind, I am the body, I am the indriyas, and I am the pranas. Various kind of things which are associated with individuality. I identify myself with that. Whatever I have identified, I just have to learn to negate. So this process, you continuously think about that and apply that. When you sit in meditation, you drop all the thoughts. And dropping thoughts is not easy. Dropping thought is not physical. I can take up this paper and I can drop. But thoughts are not something, I've dropped my thoughts. Dropping, negating thought is only by right knowledge. It's not a physical action. It is appreciation. It is knowledge. Whenever you see that something is not the truth, then you drop it. When you stand in front of a mirror and you see your reflection and appreciate that whatever the reflection is there is not the truth, then that is dropping. When you stand in a desert and you see the mirage water and realize that that water is not the truth, that is negation. You press your eyes from here, and once you press your eyes, lucky, I find that my students, they have become doubled. They are not 10, but they are 20. Very nice. 20 people, they have come from Russia. Great Russia. Russia has got good people. Indians, they're not coming. Russians, they But the moment, I remove my finger from my eyes, again I'm back to reality. Oh, only 5 of them. Where have the other disappeared? Even though my perception was there, I was seeing that there are so many people with my own eyes. You can try that. You want to see double guru? Not one guru. 4 gurus, 2 eyes together. And the moment you leave your fingers, then again there is only one hero. So there are so many things that, we see. Some perception is there, but the reality is not there. And whenever you appreciate that the perception of anything is just because of some trick, then you don't pursue that. You're not bothered about that. You will not try to attain that. Today, even the great scientists they are talking about, the quantum physics people, they are saying that there is no matter. Every matter is just energy. Atom, molecule, and energy. So what is that? It's just energy. There is no matter. Matter, it doesn't matter. That is the truth of matter. And then what is left behind? He says, whoever is watching the show alone is the reality. You are conscious of that. So whatever, once my knowledge is there, that whatever perception is there outside is not the truth. Once you appreciate that, then it gets negated. So negation has to be there, but negation by right knowledge. Not out of desperation, not out of I want mukti, I want freedom. I want liberation, I'm very desperate. And I've got only 10 days left. Please give me liberation very quickly. Otherwise, my flight will be there and I've got to go back. So I'm in a hurry. Super fast liberation. Well, I wanted to give you, but it's all upon you. You have to negate everything else. Desperation is a sign of karma phalasakti. Whenever you want to very desperately enjoy something, basically you are an enjoyer and something is an object of your enjoyment. And you want to enjoy that Brahman. That is not the way. When this kind of scenario is there, then you continue to become a seeker. You remain a seeker. You are seeking. And in case if you are seeking, this is what jiva is. The lakshana, the indication of a jiva is that which is limited and which is seeking. That I is called jiva. And when you are desperate, I want to get liberation very quickly, then you become like a jiva. You negate the possibility that, you can become complete. So having understood that, and in order to help negate the jiva, this devotion aspect is there. Devotion is something because of which you can keep aside karma phalasakti. The bhoktrutva, we call it bhoktrutva. What is bhoktrutva? Bhoktrutva is I want to enjoy. I want to experience. I want to enjoy. I want to experience. Who wants to experience? I want to experience. You don't understand my language or what? I've told you 3 times I want to experience Brahman. And you are still asking me who wants to enjoy? Well, should I talk in Sanskrit or what? I thought you know English. I thought. I've also taken a crash course on Hindi. Should I tell you in Hindi? MP हिंदी और बॉम्बे हिंदी हमको मांगता I want हमको ब्रह्म चाहिए. So just think, in case I want to experience, then I become an experiencer. And the truth of Atma is not an experiencer. Experiencer, thinker, feeler, perceiver, all these things, they are roles. They are taken up. They are donned. You take up a costume, like in a play you become a king, a throne and all the big moustache and lovely beard flowing down. You become a king. But that is not the real you. After the show is over, you go to the dressing room and remove the moustache and remove the beard and certainly remove the crown. You remove the crown and all the flowing dress, the royal dress. You give it up. Whenever you don up the role of an experiencer, remember this example of the king donning up a role. They are just wearing some costumes. Experiencer is not the truth of Atma. The moment you become experiencer, then it is veiled, it is covered. So when it is covering yourself, you are covering the Atma. Well, Swamiji, there is a problem. I want to experience, but when you say you experience, then there is a problem. Then what do I do? Should I be very sincere or not? He says, well, definitely become sincere. But your sincerity should not be reflected in terms of desperation to see an experience. You just see this point. In case if I remain an experiencer, I remain a thirsty fellow, an incomplete fellow. You have defined yourself that you are limited, you are thirsty, you are hungry, you are incomplete. Only when you are incomplete, then you want to become complete by getting some experience. That methodology we are negating. That idea we are negating. You certainly, definitely need to work hard for this, but how do you work? By inquiring into the Atma. By seeing this trick of mind. That every time, I'm desperate, I take up a role. I become a thinker, I become a doer, I become an enjoyer. To become an enjoyer is donning up a role. To become an experiencer is donning up a role. And there are so many other implications. When you become an experiencer, then you turn outside yourself. That is called Bahirmukta, extrovertedness. I want to experience. Okay, good, experience. Who's stopping you? But I'm not experiencing. Nothing is coming on the way. Then are you seeing on the road, highway, and somebody will come one day sitting in a Lamborghini? Hi, Atma, I'm Atma. So do you think that Atma is something like that? Atma is never going to come your way on any highway. You're never going to get that. So whenever I am experiencing, I turn extrovert. I turn outside. Not only I turn outside, I've already become a limited fellow. And not because of anything else. It is because of my own notions that I have become a limited fellow. So that way, there is a right method. There is the method which is called the Vedantic method. The method as per the scriptures of Vedanta that negate. See that you're donning up. You're taking up a costume. Remove your crown. Remove your mustache. Remove your beards. And remove your gown and whatever it is. Remove all these things. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. In the 18th chapter, Krishna says, Arjuna, if you have understood me properly, then can you just give up everything else? Give up anything which is limited, which has come about by effort, and then you will discover the real you. Now in this chapter, Krishna says that, Arjuna, in case if there is someone, instead of trying to get some experience, even in your day-to-day life, learn to have devotion towards God. Devotion is love for something higher. When you have love for something worldly, then that is called attachment. When you have love for something great, then that is called devotion. In Sanskrit, it is called asakti and bhakti. The difference between asakti and bhakti is when it comes to my new shoes. I just got a new shoes, I love my shoes. Very nice, good design, very comfortable. Now, I won't say that I've got devotion towards my slippers. I don't have bhakti towards my chappal. I have attachment towards my slippers. But when it comes to my Shiva, my Guru, something great, something which elevates me, inspires me. When I have love for them, that is called as devotion. Devotion helps in a very big way. And anyway, every person has got a heart. You have an heart. You have a brain also, you have heart also. And therefore, every person will love someone. You have to check out whether, your love is directed towards that ultimate or something else. In the famous scripture called Ramayana, the story of Ramayana, there Ramji tells at one place, what is devotion? He says devotion is very easy. You have attachment towards anything, because I've got attachment to so many things. He says, whenever you are attached, your mind is attached to anything, then even though you are far off, you are still connected. Your memories are there. Thoughts are there. When you are away from someone, whom do you think and dream of? Your mind is connected towards someone. Whether it's a person, whether it is some position or property or whatever it is. You're always connected to something. This is called attachment. And in attachment, your mind, is connected with as though some threads, unseen threads. So many things. So you're like a computer with wires going outside. So many threads, this direction, that direction. That is your mind. You have to see the fact. Now, when your mind is connected towards anything, and I'm not saying just stop it, fine, it's your life. You consider some people to be very nice, lovely, dear, and therefore you love them, attached to them. But what I am saying that, what is attachment and devotion? When you get together all the attachment and make a rope out of those threads, thick rope, because there are so many attachments, and tie your mind with the feet of God, with your own goal. So then that becomes very intense feeling. The intensity of feeling, which you have for your goal, that is called as bhakti. So bhakti to such an extent that it can be even be called as an attachment. Always thinking, reveling. Whenever we have love for someone, what happens? You keep on thinking about that person. You keep on dreaming about that person. You sit down on a beach, take a stick and keep on writing the name of that person. Whenever you go to the mountain, you take up a stone and write the name of that person. And make, the place all dirty. with your dirty mind. But that is what your feelings are. You are so engrossed with that thing that you can think, you can talk, you can write every time. So effortlessly, there is no effort. In meditation, I have to put efforts. For meditation, I have to sit down early morning, Brahma Muhurat. I've got to sit down properly and with the back straight and legs like this, hands like this, and then do some pranayam, deep breathing. Even after all these things, I say, Swamiji, my mind is not focused today. But when you love somebody, whether you are standing, whether lying down, whether you are in the market, whether you are in the midst of a crowd, no problem. Your mind is not focused on that. Effortlessly. See the beauty of love. What do we imply by love? By love, what we imply is an effortless, no effort, effortless application towards your goal, effortless dedication for your goal. And in love, there is beautiful things, very interesting. Love is something very nice, something very divine. I saw one poster, two children were sitting together in a garden, on a bench, holding hands together and not speaking anything. And below it was written, love is holding each other's hand and sitting in silence. I said, okay, very interesting. He says, well, you have to experience that to know all these things. I think, Swamiji, you have never loved anyone. That is why you can't understand all that. I have gone through that experience and it is heaven. When you really love someone who is just, even sitting, holding hands is not important. Sitting together. Your mind is quiet. Just observe. No karma phalasakti. There is no effort to experience anything. I don't become an experiencer. There is no object of experience outside. And you just elevate yourself to such an extent, there is no duality. You have attained what you have wanted to attain. I am sure you have gone through that experience. If you have not, better go through that experience. Start loving somebody desperately and then go to a garden and try to sit down on a bench and then discover love is sitting together quietly. So you get the point. In love, you just don't want anything. And the beauty of love is in giving. It's not in taking. Just think about it. When Krishna says that, you should have devotion. So he is negating your bhoktrutva, he is negating your, desperation for experience and all that thing. I want to get. He says, what you want to get is devotion. Then just being what you are is enough. And from that point of view, from that platform of fulfillment, you want to help everyone. So there are so many good people. We all have gone through that. Our parents may be like that. Our gurus are like that. They're not expecting anything but just want you to be helped. It's a great joy. It's a great joy to help somebody. And it's a great, fulfillment that you don't want anything. Because you are already that. So very interesting. One has to, meditate on the various facets of devotion. And that is why Krishna says, learn to have devotion. But here he uses the word asakti. He doesn't use the word bhakti directly. He uses the word mai asakta manaha. People whose mind they have attachment towards me. Because attachment is something we know. Attachment is something, we are familiar with. We can hold on to that. We can relate with that. It's a start from here. So start loving God. It is not that, He is great, He is important, and I want one day. All these things will go if you have devotion. Just thinking about Him, just reveling in Him, there is no desire for experience. And it's such a profound thing. My desire to experience God is the obstacle for God. Direct realization of God. And it has to be replaced by devotion. In devotion, you are sitting in the proximity of God, yet there is no desire of experience. So this was quality number 1. I had told yesterday that there are 3 points which Krishna is talking about in the shloka. Number 1 is Mai Asakta Manaha. Number 2 is Yogam Yunjan. Yogam Yunjan is quality number 2. Number 3 is Madashraya. So these are 3 qualities. So the first one was having devotion to the extent of attachment, as though there is attachment, but really speaking, you cannot be attached to God, really speaking. Ignorant people, they do get attached. There are so many ignorant people, different kind of sectarian things. Wherever there is sectarian problem, they are attached. So attachment will not help. It has to be converted into devotion, sincere devotion. When people kill in the name of Allah, so they are not really having love in their heart. Because your Allah is in my heart also. What kind of Allah you are believing in is only in you, is not in anybody else. So they don't know Allah. And when, you limit your God, then attachment becomes a problem. And attachment is a very big problem in the world today. So many people are fighting in the name of religion, in the name of God. In Israel, the war is going on. In Iran, Shia Sunni war is going on. They'll kill each other because their understanding is different. And my understanding is different. So attachment is holding on to something, very strongly and making others also believe that. But that is a different problem. We won't go into all that. We'll just see that here what is implied is devotion. And number 2 is Yogam Yunjan. Yogam Yunjan means I'm going to give you some ups and downs in life. You may be my very loving devotee. I love you. I love you very dearly. And I've given you a human life. But at the same time, I am going to make you stronger. And in order to make you stronger, I'm going to give you some ups and downs, happiness and sorrow, success and failure. There are different levels of ups and downs in life, and be ready for that. Oh, I'm very afraid of failure. Huh? You give me some mantra so that failure will run away from me and I get only success. He says, don't be stupid. That's never possible in anyone's life. You should be ready for failures. And when you get failures, have, true strength in you, belief in you, that you can still do it. Failures, they help us become strong people. So therefore, I am going to give you. And even when God comes in this world as Rama, Krishna, and so many other forms, you take up any form. Every form they went through terrible turmoil. Even Jesus had to be crucified on a cross, living, alive. Such a terrible thing. Not that, he was given some anesthesia so that he could become unconscious, and thereafter, you put nails on the cross, living, blood flowing down. Look at Bhagwan Ram. He was being given the throne of Ayodhya. And next day morning he says, get lost. I have given my word to my wife, and only, her desire will reign supreme. You've got to go away from here. Without any reason. Without anything wrong. He was loved by everyone. Ups and downs, they continuously come in life. And when ups and downs, they come in life, many people, they will definitely initially get very shocked and become very sorrowful. Now, what the yogis do, yogis are never sorrowful. Yogis become stronger people. So he says, if you really want to know moksha, if you really want to realize the truth, then stop becoming, disturbed by situations outside. Don't come and request me, Bhagwan, give my problems to the neighbor, not to me. He's a rascal, he's a terrible fellow. Why don't you give him, this fellow is enjoying, making merry, and never going to temple, never going to church. And he's enjoying life and I'm suffering. And you are giving suffering to me only, making me a yogi. Please make him also a yogi. Why are you only passing all the bucks to me? So yogis, they learn to handle situations. It's not easy. Devotion is not easy and yoga is not easy. Yoga is not merely exercises. That is also good. Physical exercises you do, yoga is a very special package. Very soft, bending, flexible. All your endocrine glands, they are activated by yoga. The basic objective is different endocrine glands are there and they are the heart of your personality. They get activated by yoga asanas. Anyway, we are not talking about those exercises. There's only physical. And it's nice to have a good physical health. But at the same time, there is different yoga. In Gita, the yoga word is used to retain the positivity and balance of your mind in every situation. Sometimes very good situations will come. Don't be elated too much. Don't become too much, exuberance and elation and joyful, top of the world. Hooray, I've done it, I've got it. Relax, relax. Because I'm just going to take it away. Whatever you are happy with, that too much, many a time I come and take it away. So many rich people, they come on the road, everything lost. So many people, they are so happy about their relatives, they meet with an accident, they go away. Some people, they are so happy with their beautiful form, and boom, fire comes, and the whole form is distorted completely. So things keep on changing in life. When you are blessed in some way, then thank God, but don't get attached to things outside. Be happy, be blessed, but not, elated. That is called harsha. Harsha is the happiness dependent on situations. Can you see the blessings of God rather than the beauty of a situation? Then you will become a yogi. And at the same time, when there are tragic situations in life, when there are terrible, the downsides, these things will also come and go. In case if you can retain your balance, wisdom, this quality is called yoga. This equanimity, this thoughtfulness, it's only those people in the life, in the world who are really successful. Let situations come whatever God wishes, ups or downs. Well, so that fellow insults me, then what? Then what? That fellow may insult you, don't take the insult. The fellow has tried to give you insult, but you are just standing and smiling. When somebody gives you something, you have to take it. Then alone the deal is complete. Somebody is shouting at you and you don't take anything, then what happens? That's your discretion. You won't get disturbed. And that fellow will, like a dog, start barking and then go away. Yesterday I was seeing one video clip. There was a person who had gone to the forest and there was a very big tusker elephant. Tuskers, they roam alone or they are the leaders of the whole gang. And they have to protect their crowd. So this fellow was walking in the forest and he saw a tusker. And such a huge fellow. One elephant came here also. I think Alexi remembers that. He even shook hands with her. It was a lady called Lakshmi. And she shook her hands, no, she shook her trunk. So Lakshmi and that tusker, startled. He taps his leg once or twice to indicate that he is very angry and he wants you to go away. But this fellow kept on standing and he ran towards this. This forest guy, this guide was there and the guide did not run away. Elephant kept on charging and just came about 10 feet near. But this fellow was a yogi. Yogi is somebody who is not disturbed. It's not easy to become a yogi, especially when a huge elephant is coming. or in Indian forest, tiger is coming. Huge tiger is running towards you and you are standing. I've seen it myself on my jeep. When a tiger started coming near, there are tricks how to, tell a tiger to run away. You have to shout very, in a very shrieky voice. Suddenly the tiger will discover that what is wrong. This fellow is neither afraid, but at the same time funny voices are coming out. And then it stops and goes away. So that tusker was running toward this guy. And he kept on standing. As though he's not even seeing that. Tusker stopped. And again, wore his specs properly, but this fellow is really there. And he went away. So whenever you are really afraid, then the world will keep on enjoying you. Whoever is afraid, they are disturbed all the time. And you are not disturbed, then situations will go away. That is the truth of life. And this is what yogis have discovered. So whether there are people who wants to insult you, who want to harm you, who wants to loot you, who want to take away your business also, and your life also, your home also, don't get disturbed. Relax. Be sure that things keep on changing and you have to find the way out of the situation. It is just like stock market. When markets don't get disturbed. That is the right time to buy. When the markets have gone down, that is the time to buy. And when they have gone up, that is the time to make profit. So why get disturbed? Relax. Retain your equanimity. And then you have learned a big lesson which Krishna wants to tell you. Bhagwan Krishna. He says, in case I'm going to give you some examination, I have readied some question papers in life. And some questions are quite tough. Be ready for that. In case if you can become like a yogi, you can see positivity in every situation. Then not only you are not going to be disturbed outside, but at the same time you become ready for this knowledge. For Atma Gyan Yoga, to become a yogi is very important. And therefore, don't ignore the situations outside. Face the situation, but face the situation like a yogi. In case of Arjuna, the student of Bhagwad Gita, Arjuna had a terrible problem. He was facing his own respected family people, elders. They were standing on the other side. So he says, Arjuna, you are literally crying. You are such a big, army officer, and your mustaches are so big, and they're crying, Tears are hanging on your mustaches. Terrible thing. I just wanted to test you. And because you have become so stressed and grieved and having so much problem, then you say, I want Atma Gyan. He says, my dear fellow, you have already failed in your examination. I have given you a question paper that you will not be disturbed. Out of that weakness, you want to go to the forest, you want to go to some ashram, and you want to get Atma Gyan. He says, no, you already failed. And in case if you can face the same situation with equanimity, why should you be disturbed? If you sincerely believe that Atma alone is the reality and this world is like a dream, in this dream world, some ups and downs are coming and you are having these kind of ups and downs in life. Anyone who can retain their equanimity in all situations is the person who really believes that the world is not real. You will get disturbed only when you sincerely believe that world is real. Your faith in the unreality of the world is seen by your equanimity. In case you can retain your equanimity and thoughtfulness, your intelligence, when I am going to give you happiness and sorrow both. Look, Bhagwan, I am your devotee, why are you giving me sorrow? You should give sorrow to somebody else and all the rascals, the demons, all the bad people. Give them sorrow. I am already doing arti and I have learned some bhajans also. I am doing your puja also. And after doing puja, you are giving this prasad to me. This terrible prasad. I can't digest your prasad. So I am thinking of stopping all the puja. I don't want to go to any temple. I don't want to go to any religious place. And no gurus. I've had enough of gurus. Now gurus, you please sit down and enjoy your life. I'm going to enjoy my life. What is the fun? If after doing puja and after visiting all the great tirthas, there are so many great pilgrim places. And once a person goes to pilgrimage, great pilgrimage places, then you think at least some good luck will come. Some bad people will disappear, profit will be there in your business, and so many good things are going to happen. But after coming from them, I lost my business. What is the use of going to pilgrim places? No use. Give it up. He says no. Majority people, they go to God, they do worship, they do various devotional practices only to get some favorable results. But that is wrong attitude. Gita tells us the objective of devotion is not an insurance for good luck. So don't think that by doing some daily prarthana and puja and shlokas and chanting and so lovely bhajans, I'm going to get good luck. He said, that is not guaranteed. I'm still going to give you ups and downs. There is a nyaya called sthanu khanana nyaya. Sthanu means a pole and khanan means to dig. So when you have to put a pole in there, fix it in the ground, dig a hole and then put the pole inside, fill it with mud and then see to it it is firm. What do you do for that? You try to shake it up. If it is still shaking, you say, some more hammers, some more stones, some more mud is required, dirt is required. Till the time that pole does not move. Again, few hammers, and then we can try to shake up the pole. Now it is all right. Now it is firm. That is what God wants to do. He wants to just give some situations in life and wants to check whether the pole is steady or not. In case if you are disturbed from situations outside, then know the truth. You still don't believe that Atma is the truth. In your heart of hearts, you are still believing that things outside, they alone bring happiness. And you have not studied Gita. You do not know the truth. You are still dependent on situations. You have what is called karma phalasakti and you are not yet a yogi. So second quality is Yogam Yunjan, becoming a yogi. Don't get disturbed by any situation. Always have devotion towards, believe that Atma Gyan is ultimate. Sincerely believe in that. Even the very thought about Atma should bring you joy. Very thought, very word. Atma, suddenly, your face should cheer up. Atma. As though I have talked about your beloved. You should have so much love for Atma. And not getting disturbed by anything outside. This is quality number 2. Quality number 3 is Madashraya. Madashraya is don't depend on anyone else. Even though there will be so many people who will be required in life. Your parents will be required, your teachers will be required, your relatives will be required. Many a time your brothers will be required, sisters will be required. So there are so many people who are connected to me and they go out of their way to help you also. But always learn. Make it a principle in life. Really speaking, it is the wish of God which is manifesting through these situations. God loves you. God wants to, bring about betterment in your life. And therefore, even those people who are not able to help themselves, they are helping me today. Just look at the play of God. That fellow is such a disturbed person, but that fellow is coming and helping me in life. These are the ways of God. So connect every blessing with God. God is not a person. God is, a divinity. He can reflect through anyone. So always depend on God. Connect with God. So that connectivity with God is ultimate, very important. And respect all those people who can become good instruments of God. So Mother Ashraya is depending only on God. Don't depend on ego. Don't depend too much on your money. Money is something which I can, assure you that it will be lost in just a few dealings. You can lose everything in life. So don't believe on things outside. Believe in wisdom, believe in goodness, believe in God. That is the only thing which you really should believe in. Even at the time of adversity, any problems in life, your belief in God should never be lost. I am Ashrita. Ashrit means dependent. I am humbly dependent, but only on God. And He has His own ways of manifesting through different systems, different people, different beings, different situations. that you have to realize. So, Madashraya, in your heart of hearts, we should always be dependent on God alone. So, these three qualities, he says, Arjuna, in case if you cultivate these three qualities, which I've already talked earlier, by the way. We are studying the 7th chapter. Before 7th chapter, Bhagwan has already talked about these things. But I am just connecting because we have not gone through the earlier chapters. Asamshayam samagram mam yatha gyasasita shunu. Such people, how they can know me completely, holistically, fully. Always remember, incomplete knowledge is dangerous knowledge. So I have to know completely. I have to get samagram gyasasi, complete knowledge. So there is a method for that. There is certain principles which you have to remember. That is what I am going to talk in this chapter, Tashrunu. Please listen to that carefully. Arjuna is already listening. And still he says, please listen. Well, Lord, I am already listening. He says, you are listening, all right. But listen with all the more attention, full concentration, full faith. Because if you are going to miss, then it will be your problem. You will miss out. I may not elaborate on all these things to you later on. So I can just warn that please listen. It's very beautiful, it's very important. So, okay, fine. Tell me. What do you want to tell me? He still doesn't immediately jump on that topic, but he tells few important other points. In the second shloka, he says, what is it which I am going to talk? The subject matter of my teachings in this chapter, and what are the benefits which you are going to accrue when you understand this. So he tells about these two things in the second shloka. So we will chant the second shloka and then we will study that. Jnanam teham savijnanam. Idam vakshamya sheshatah. Yajñātvā neha bhūyo nyat. Jñātavyam avashishyate. So he says, what I am going to talk in this chapter, there are two things, Jnanam, Teham, Savijnanam. So there is one thing which is called Jnana and there is another thing which is called Vijnana. So Vijnana word, today we are using in India for science. But this Vijnana word was used 5,000 years earlier by Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And even, 10,000 years before that in Upanishads. So it's a very old word. Vigyan does not mean science as we have understood today. We are misusing that word. The initial connotations of Vigyan are very different. We respect science. I am a student of science. I have graduated in science. Yet, the connotations of what we have understood with science today and what is the connotation of the word Vigyan in scriptures, very different. Today, Vigyan means a scientific study wherein we can verify any fact and which can be proved, which can be communicated in any part of the world. Suppose I have understood some principle of life and I have formulated a whole system so that anybody can understand. And even here, the other part of the world, Africa, anybody studying that, I can communicate that. And that fellow can also appreciate that verifiable truth. That methodology is called science. It's based on cause and effect. We go into the cause of anything, we appreciate the whole dynamics of it. So this appreciation and study of any system on the basis of cause and effect in a very scientific, verifiable manner, that is called basically Vigyan today, or science. But the implication of the word Vigyan in Gita or Upanishads, in Vedas, such an old word. There it is experiential knowledge. There is one knowledge by which you intellectually appreciate something. But there is a time when you realize that thing yourself. Have you seen Golgappa? Pani Puri? You have seen, yes. Very unique, something very Indian. And while in India, you should experience at least once. But you should not go outside and experience. That's very dangerous. I don't want you to become, diseased, having illness. We are not sure about the purity of water and things. And many times people, they are very dirty also. They'll take up their sweat and remove it and then give you pani. So hygiene may not be very good everywhere. But Indians, they have become so immune to all these problems, they don't get disease many times. Foreigners, they come with their water bottles, then only they take water. Otherwise, outside water, they can't even imagine how do you survive with this water. And they drink even from rivers. And so many things are being done in rivers, you know that. But they don't get ill very easily. They become hardened criminals. But others, I cannot take risk of that. So we have discussed that, at least Tim has come, one experience of Pani Puri has to be there for him. You'll get it over here, pure water and pure system. Then, you can enjoy Pani Puri. Last time, some guests were there. They went outside. They become ill. And we had to, give them drips. They were lying in the bed for 3 days. So it is better not to go. But yet, there is a great thing called Pani Puri. It is made of very thin crust and inside all spicy waters and not very, very chilly also, not very hot, but the right thing. And you cannot bite once. You have to take it together once, one at a time. Open your mouth, inside it goes. So Pani Puri reading, okay Guruji, I'll check in the Google what is Pani Puri. Okay, fine, check in Google. Google Baba will tell you that what is Pani Puri. But then there was somebody who did not Google that. and straight away got an opportunity to experience that. There is one person who has all the intellectual knowledge of how to make pani puri, what is the size of pani puri, what is the content of pani puri, what is the taste of pani puri, but the fellow has never experienced it. Only theoretical knowledge. What do you call that? Jnana. Intellectual knowledge. And the second fellow, he doesn't know any details, but he's experienced that. The direct experience of pani puri, that is, a different level altogether. What do you call that? Vijnana. So also Atmagyan, so also Brahmagyan. I'm going to tell you about the Gyan also. All the details required for Atmagyan, I promise you that I am going to talk about that. Jnanam teham savijnanam. I'm going to talk about Atmagyan. And also savijnanam. I'm also going to talk about the secrets of getting the direct experience, awakening, realization. So in this chapter alone, therefore I told you, Tashruno, please listen carefully. All the secrets I'm going to do, because I did it and I got it. That is why I'm going to share it with you. So this is the subject matter of this shloka, this chapter. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyami asheshata. Without any reservations, without keeping back anything, I'm going to talk all the secrets of that. And suppose, okay, Bhagwan, suppose if I listen to you, what is going to happen? We are practical people. I want to know what are the benefits of this. I'm devoting my precious time for your discourse. What am I going to get from this? So Bhagwan imagines this question as I know you were getting this question. And therefore, I'll reply to that thing beforehand. Yaj gyatva neha bhuyo nyat. Having known which, having awakened to that reality, having realized your own truth. What is the real you? Do you know that? That beautiful thing, your divinity, your truth. Yaj gyatva, having known which, neha bhuyo nyat gyatavya shishyate. Your heart will be quenched. Your thirst will be quenched. You will be fulfilled. And there is nothing more to know thereafter. That is what you are going to experience. Today, whatever you know there is something more to experience. Gyatavyam avashishyate. Something keeps on remaining. And this knowledge which I am going to talk, which I am going to tell you, Gyatavyam na avashishyate. Nothing will remain thereafter. Very nice knowledge. Okay, Bhagwan, please tell me quickly. He says, not quickly, tomorrow. How can I tell the entire chapter today only? So wait till tomorrow, then we will enter that. Hopefully, I don't know whether we are going to enter. Because we have got so many days, and slowly we are going to meditate, think about what Bhagwan Krishna is talking about. So he is only preparing us for that knowledge. So be ready. Maybe tomorrow. or maybe thereafter. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Hari Om Namah Parvati Pataya Har Har Narmade Har Bolo Ganga Ki Jai.